Folks who are just coming into the room, welcome. My name is Dave Sharon. I am the co-founder and director of impact at Powerful Youth, and I am joined by the amazing and cannot be understated Anna Burke, who is our director of purpose. And we're excited to talk to you today about the Global Leadership Academy. I think there'll probably be some other folks filing in, but I want to reward those who are on time by moving forward and giving you just a little bit more about what the Global Leadership Academies in Canada and the UK are all about. So welcome. Again, I've introduced myself, Dave Sharon. For over 18 years, I've been working in youth development and education internationally. I have a really strong focus. I've worked in foundations, I've worked at university level, I've worked in the secondary level, and that's all really helped to inform everything that we do with Powerful Youth in terms of our curriculum and activities. So I'm also joined by Anna Burke, who I'll let her introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Anna. I'm originally from Canada. I've been working with youth for over a decade now. My background is primarily in social entrepreneurship and in youth leadership. So I've worked in a few different countries in this field, and I've been with Powerful Youth since 2017. Been lucky enough to be with Powerful Youth since 2017. I'm also the director of our GLA Canada program. So what that means is, on top of the work I do throughout the year, I'm there in person with the kids in the summer, leading out our programming in Canada in the summer.
Great. So that's a little bit about us. And then, of course, to talk to you a little bit more about Powerful Youth. What is Powerful Youth? Well, Powerful Youth is a North American-based, but also global social enterprise that fundamentally believes that all youth are powerful. And so what we're going to be talking to you is one of the ways in which we work with youth, and that's our international summer leadership programs in Canada and the UK. But we also do custom youth workshops in high schools all around the world with various organizations, as well as we offer free online education resources, curriculum, lesson plans, things of that sort, which focus on youth leadership development, as well as social impact investment, where we not only invest in youth in terms of scholarship and supporting the projects that they do, but we also do a fair amount in terms of donations to various social enterprises around the world that youth identify and want to support. So about the Global Leadership Academy, I think one of the striking highlights that I could emphasize is that for 3 years in a row, iStudy Global had awarded us Best in Experience-Based Learning. I think that's a credit to our team. I think that's a credit to our approach. And the approach is kind of simple and complex at the same time. Simple in this fact that it's a formula. Passion plus purpose equals change. But everything that we do at the Global Leadership Academy starts with really zeroing in on individual passions that students come with, whether that be art, sports, nature, animals, what have you, that we really dig in deep to figure out and understand values, their passion, so that they can turn that into a purpose, the purpose being a project, some way in which they want to lead change within their community and themselves. So since 2014, we're almost about 10 years old. We've built up a network of 2,000 plus alumni from 25 plus different countries. Just this past summer, we had just over 200 youth who are coming from 17 countries and 5 continents. Diversity is incredibly important to us, and I think it's incredibly important to the young leaders who come to us. So we continue to strengthen that as part of our learning community. Speaking of our community in terms of equity and access, we are open to both native English speakers as well as ESL learners among any students who are coming with any other abilities or disabilities. Part of that is because of our approach is experience-based. It's all hands-on. It's learning by doing. And anytime we give an instructions, we tell people, we show people, and we demonstrate so that all people can follow along in our Global Leadership Academy for our 2 weeks. So I'm going to hand it over to Anna to talk a little bit more about the GLA experience.
Yeah, so I'm there with the kids in person in the summer. I'm going to talk a little bit about kind of what the kids will experience, and from our side as well, what our priorities are. So the Global Leadership Academy really has kind of 4 pillars. And this is something that I talk a lot to our staff about when we're going through training and going through the days in the program, is really every activity in our program from 8:30 in the morning to 10 p.m. at night. Everything is designed to be aligned with one of these 4 pillars. Okay, so we're trying to create a full experience where the students are getting as much value as they can, as much learning, as much growth as they can in just 2 weeks. So whether that be, an activity, finding an activity, but it even can be just, walking to the next activity. Well, how can we make it so that they can meet new people from different countries during that walk? Or how can we ensure that they're being responsible and independent on that walk? So it's all of those kinds of things we're trying to integrate into the program at every moment. So the first thing I want to talk about, that first pillar, is really about confidence. So for example, on the second day, we're taking them up onto a high ropes course, not just the students, but the teachers and the staff as well, so that they can be there in that moment of fear. And if it's for a student, easy for them, they're not scared of heights, it's not challenging for them, then their challenge, their kind of plus one, doing one more thing that they can help grow, is to support someone else, right? So if maybe that's their challenge, their area of growth for the day. We'll also do a lot about public speaking and presentation skills to help students kind of scale up and improve their confidence when it comes to public speaking and making presentations. And the last thing we're going to do is one of our major projects of the first week, which is the service challenge. The students have about 2 days, a couple hours each day, to plan a project that in 3 hours in downtown Victoria or downtown Bury St. Edmunds, England, they're going to make as much impact as they can in that 3 hours. They only have that little bit of planning time. They only have $20. We invest in them, and they're trying to get as much impact out of that. So this group here that I have pictured, in their group, they had students from Mexico, Japan, and Taiwan. And they decided that a common passion was street animals. So they decided, rather than just showing pictures and things like that, they wanted to share information about the reality of street animals in their countries with the people on the street in Victoria, to get them kind of engaged and make it more personal to raise money. So it's pretty cool that we get to invest in these projects and then see what the students come up with. We get to make donations or see the impact firsthand after the end of the day.
So the second, here's the testimonials.
Testimonials, yeah. So
Yeah.
in terms of building confidence, one of the things we get the most is students saying that this program took them out of their comfort zone. Okay. Maori from Japan, for example, she came into the program. She didn't believe that she was a leader when she arrived. And this is the case for a lot of our students. Not all of our students come in and they're already think of themselves as leaders. But through the program, she's gaining that confidence to then be, yes, I am a leader at the end of the program, which is a great win. And for example, Naima, she's only 12. She was in my group. It's really cool to see that at the end of the program, she has the confidence to say, yeah, I can be more independent. I can do things on my own. I can make my own project, which is a big win for us in the junior program with the 12 to 14-year-olds.
So second pillar is developing leadership skills, as it is Global Leadership Academy. And how do we do that? So we do that through a large range of critical thinking challenges, both individual as well as group. You can see here, this is the famous Marshmallow Challenge, which you can look up as a TED Talk. It teaches not only teamwork, but iterative design, where students plan, pilot, and do that cycle over and over. We have real leadership opportunities for youth. We don't just have the staff teaching the young people. We have the young people teaching each other, and we even have the young people who help to lead the staff and direct our thinking about what's effective and what's not. So there's really leadership opportunities there. And then we have the Teamwork Olympics, which is one particular day where it's a whole day long slew of essentially a decathlon, where students test themselves in a number of different ways and testing their leadership soft skills development and working towards a much larger project at the end. So in terms of feedback that we've gotten from students in respect to leadership skill development, it's really about all of these experiences coming together, right? So whether it's the critical thinking challenges, the high ropes course, the cultural experiences, I mean, all of this stuff is both broad, but it's all interconnected in sort of a constellation of leadership development that at the end of the day is going to be effective in getting these young leaders to move sort of themselves forward in terms of soft skills development. Comfort zone is really important, and it's really important to get out of it. But one of the ways in which we actually coax young people to get out of it is we have an exceptional staff who know how to create a safe space environment where students will feel comfortable and confident enough to be able to move out into their out of their comfort zone and be able to develop something that they wouldn't have otherwise developed.
Mhm. So, of course, our program is international. As we mentioned, last year we had students from over 17 countries, but our program is not just international. We want to take it to the next level, and we actually include cultural competency as part of teaching our students. So, for example, we do a module about global citizenship. Part of that might be, activities related to privilege, activities related to, how can we be responsible on our earth. Secondly, we don't just have the international participants, but we have an international staff. So as Dave said, we have amazing staff, but more importantly, we have amazing staff from all over the world. So we have staff coming from all over, teachers, professionals, youth workers, and they're coming in with a really fresh perspective. And the students really benefit from getting those different perspectives and those different connections with the different staff. And one of the most important nights for the students to share their culture is the cultural exchange night. This is a night that the students have time to prepare, they have a budget to spend on whatever they want to do to present their culture with students of the same culture, if there are any at the program. So I like this picture here of Buyol and Raphael because Buyol and Raphael are presenting their culture, Korea, but neither of them actually live in Korea anymore. Both of them are international students, one of them in Japan and one of them in China. So when they came together, they actually have a 5-year age gap when they both realized they were both Korean and they could work together on this. They were really excited to share their culture. So they made ramyeon for everyone, shared kimchi, they taught some basic Korean words here on their poster, and they did a little Gangnam Style dance for us. So we have a lot of students wanting to share their culture. Or even, for example, students like, I had a student this summer named Samaya. She's Canadian, but her cultural heritage is from India. And she decided, rather than joining the small group of Canadians, she wanted to showcase her cultural heritage of India. So by herself at 13 years old, she made a presentation about India, shared a video about traditional Indian dancing, and made mango lassi for everyone. And she was really, really proud of herself in that moment that she had the confidence to public speak by herself and really share her cultural heritage.
Great.
So in terms of what students get from the program, like Mocha from Japan, for her, she had never left Asia before. So it was a really unique experience for her. And like she said, I was able to grow in my communication skills and compassion because she met with people who are different from herself and really understood better, the wide world around us and all the variety of people that we have. Or for example, Macarena from Peru, who said that GLA helps you a lot in thinking in new ways. This is one of the biggest things that we want students to come away with. It's that new perspective, not just on the world, but on their abilities and on themselves and what they're able to do and who they're able to work with.
So community service is our fourth pillar and really promise of what students are going to experience at the Global Leadership Academy. We do hours upon hours of service learning and volunteering with close community partners that we built up relationships who value the power of youth, who assign them and they work on projects that are really truly meaningful, that the youth themselves get to see and connect with the impact that they're making, not just busy work. So anywhere during the 2 weeks, there'll be upwards of 20 to 30 hours plus of community service and service learning that the students will be doing with us. Again, Service Challenge is an opportunity for students to get out into the real world and turn real dollars and their actual skills into real benefit for organizations they choose. And then I think the real risk and educated risk that we take at Powerful Youth is that we help students, every single student who comes to us develops their own personal dream project. And what is a dream project? A dream project is essentially, we ask students, what would you attempt if you knew you wouldn't fail? Like, what would you love to do? What kind of change would you love to lead in your community or a community of your choosing that doesn't take too much money, really focuses on you and your leadership skills and collecting other people's collective efforts to make a change in this world? And so some of the examples are, Ana Laura from Brazil was really interested in supporting young people and play. And so her project was to lead organizing not just students who came with her to the academy, but also in her school community collecting upwards of 180 toys that were then donated to a low-income daycare. And she also not just did the donation, but ran a day-long activities, getting her friends involved to have an amazing experience. And that was her dream project. And here's a picture of that. We have Keegan and Nolan, who are over in Canada, who raised an astonishing 6,000 Canadian dollars for cancer research. But the way in which they did it was because one of their family members was actually afflicted with cancer. And so that was deeply impactful for them, but they wanted to do something about it. So what they found was is that there were these flowers, as lavender, that was growing around their homes, and they turned them into lavender sachets. They sold them, but they sold them with the story of who they were helping. And that was really resonant with the community, and they were really successful in their dream project by connecting to their passion. So there's also Yasmin over in Germany, who cooked and hosted 3 fundraising dinners, providing food and medical supplies to Syrian refugees. Yasmin was an avid cook, but also herself from the Middle East, and wanted to not only raise funds, but raise awareness about the impact and the importance of refugees who are coming into her community. So these opportunities, these food fundraisers, were also an opportunity that the vice principal had identified was a really great way for people to connect and understand what was going on in their community. So those are just some examples. And I'll have Anna talk about the program details.
Let me walk you through a little bit about our program, because I'm the one who generally will help with all of the registration and things like that. So in terms of the first part here, I want to kind of just talk through the daily schedule. We've mentioned already a lot of the activities, but I just want to give some sample days or sample afternoons. So for example, on Tuesday, the second day of our program, we'll start with an activity about their comfort zone along a spectrum. You know, what makes you feel uncomfortable, what makes you feel safe, followed by the high ropes course I mentioned. In the afternoon, they'll get together with their home group. This is a chance for them to really connect with a small group of students and one staff, so that they really have, you know, a few people that they can really rely on during the program. And then in the evening, we do an activity that talks about people's strengths and weaknesses, what we show and what we hide, followed by a girls' night or a boys' night, because we do have students from a variety of ages. So we try and get them together. And, you know, us girls, we've done, you know, Just Dance, or, you know, nail painting, like all different kinds of masks, all this kind of stuff, just to have a good time and have fun together. For example, the next day we would be off campus. Every day is different. Off campus volunteering in the community. On Thursday, instead, we would have facilitators come to the campus and lead acro yoga. So they lead acro yoga through the lens of leadership. So trust, and about leaders and followers, and, you know, what we give when we trust and what we give when we follow as well. And then, for example, the next day we're in Victoria, starting off the day with a photo scavenger hunt in teams to get them kind of working on teamwork and being more independent. And then they're following that with some time for exploring and shopping in downtown. So every day of the program is totally different. So we have 2 locations. So the first location where I am in the summer is GLA Canada. So it's hosted at Brooks West Shore, which is an IB boarding school. So it has all of the facilities. It was built in 2019. So we have all the facilities, meals, cafeteria, gym, lounges, laundry, all there on campus for the students to use. We have 3 sessions there, starting throughout the summer, starting from June 30th, July 14th, and July 28th. And we have that program open to ages 12 to 18. The 12 to 14-year-olds are with me in the junior program, and the seniors, age 15 to 18, are with my colleague Brian in the senior program. And then we have another location in the UK hosted at Brooks United Kingdom School. It's also an IB boarding school. They're our partner school. And it's in Bury St. Edmunds, England, which is about 30 minutes from Cambridge. So it's in the Suffolk area. We also have 3 sessions there this summer as well, and this program is for age 14 to 18. So they're all together in a senior program. So our pricing always includes full room and board, so all of their meals, everything's included. Any kind of program or activity fees, anytime we take them to do something, that's all included. Any supplies they need, Insurance while they're there, if they have a health emergency, airport transfers will pick them up from the airport or the ferry, and of course 24/7 staff supervision. I think one thing that really puts us apart from other programs is we have not just amazing staff, but a lot of staff. We have one staff for every 6 students in our program, so they're able to get a lot of personal attention. So you can see those prices there for our 2-week Global Leadership Academy. That's what we've been talking about. But the students have the option to stay a little bit longer, do a little more tourism with our Best of Country tours, which I'm going to talk about just now. So our Best of BC tour, which is our extended add-on for the Global Leadership Academy Canada, they'll stay an extra 5 days of tourism, and that includes a few more days in Victoria, including whale watching, which you can see there in the middle top there. I actually took that picture. Whale watching is wonderful. And we go over to Vancouver as well for 3 days. I get to do some hiking, see the seawall, go to the Vancouver Aquarium, visit University of British Columbia, as well as Simon Fraser University. So it's a great opportunity for students to check out some of the universities. They're the 2 biggest universities in British Columbia. It's a great opportunity for students who are wanting to maybe study abroad in BC. And then we have our Best of England tour, where the students will stay a couple extra days on campus and then go down to London for 3 nights. So while they're there, they're going to, go to the seaside, have fish and chips, all of that kind of thing. But then once they get to London, they'll take the underground, they'll go on a Thames River cruise, they'll visit Tower of London, walk around Globe Theatre, all different kinds of activities. And throughout the 3 weeks, they will also visit Cambridge and Cambridge University, so they'll get to see that university as well. So our tours happen immediately after our Global Leadership Academy for every single session, except when Dave gets there for our very last session of the UK program. So we have our tours right away following, but in session 3 of the UK, we're not offering a tour. So students always have the choice to come with us for the 2 weeks. That's kind of our core program. And then if they would like to stay and do a little more tourism, spend a bit more time in Canada, spend a bit more time with their new friends, then they're welcome to join us for the tour. So the application process, you can apply on our website. All individuals can apply via our website. And the next step will be to receive the program acceptance by email. And then they will need to make a deposit, and that will confirm their spot in the program going forward. They'll receive a letter of registration and authorization. That is what's going to allow them to apply for a visa, a visitor visa, if they need one for Canada or the United Kingdom. And then they will book their travel, share the itinerary with us because we will be arranging their transfers. They'll complete the online medical and waiver forms. We do this a little later in the spring to make sure that we have the most up-to-date information about medical situations. And then they'll pay their tuition in full by the end of May, just before the program ends. So that's kind of our application process there. For school groups, for schools interested in attending the program, we have something called the 10+1 Educator Fellowship. So what this means is that we have staff or teachers from the schools who are bringing students to us. They come with the group. So 1 educator per 10 students, that's where our 10+1 comes from. And they come with us. It's a great professional development opportunity because they really get to be a part of the group, really see the program firsthand, see how we approach experience-based leadership teaching. You can see a few of our chaperones, our educators there doing acro yoga with our staff, performing at the talent show with our staff, or up on the high ropes course. So they really get to experience the program, and we make it pretty fun, even for the staff. They love it. So for each 10 students registered, 1 adult chaperone, they get the free room and board, so they're able to stay on campus with the students. All the program activities, any activity the students do, the chaperone, the teacher is welcome there as well. Plus, we cover up to 1,500 US for the international flight for that teacher. So that allows the students to not have to pay extra for the teacher to be there. It's important for us that the teacher is there to add extra support, but also extra support after, like Dave was saying about the dream projects. Those teachers are able to kind of add that extra follow-up after the fact to help students get those dream projects completed in the home country. And the final thing I want to talk about is our scholarship program. So last year in 2023, we offered over $13,000 in scholarships to students who attended our program. And that was from 8 countries. Students who benefited from those programs were from 8 countries. You can apply on our website. So as usual, as normal. And then they'll also need to submit an essay or video. After this, you'll receive an email that has all of the information, including information about our scholarship program and what they need to submit. The deadline for that is March 31st. They'll wait for a decision and see, but there's 2 ways we do it. So for partial scholarships, less than 50% of the tuition cost, we award those on a rolling basis based on both need and merit. So we look at both elements. And then the major scholarships, which are up to the full tuition costs, those are awarded after the deadline of March 31st. So we typically award those in April and May. That's so that we can get every single application possible. And that includes students who've already accepted a partial scholarship. They're still in the running to accept a major scholarship as well. So we want those to be, the students who have, a huge potential to really do something with what the program will offer them and to really transform that into big change.
So this is the end of us talking to you, and this is a wonderful opportunity for those of you who have questions to ask us. We've certainly covered a lot of ground here, but I promise you, having my teacher hat on, that if you have a question about some aspect of the Global Leadership Academy or Powerful Youth, or for us, I am almost certain that somebody else in this webinar has that same question, and they will thank you silently for asking it either in the chat or jumping on the microphone. So please, want to make this time useful for you. Thank you so much for attending. Please let us know if you have any questions for us about any aspect of the program. And feel free to use the chat. You can even take off the... Anyone have any questions?
So I have a question. Hi.
Yes, Natalie.
Yeah. Do you have any programs that follow on for 18-year-olds and up?
So we don't have any programs for above 18. So typically the population that we serve is pre-college. So far as a student has not begun university. So if they are 19, on a case-by-case basis, we can expand the age range so that, if they're still in high school or they just graduated high school, they'll certainly be amongst their peers. I think once they get to the university level, that's a sort of a different sort of age, focus entirely. But great question, fantastic question.
Yeah, and there's a question from Yoko here. Is there any required minimum English level? Yeah, I'm happy to expand on that. So we do not have a mandatory minimum. So there's no test requirements to enter our program. For us, the most important is that the students are open-minded and excited to be there, excited to learn, excited to go out of their comfort zone. So we don't have any minimums. We do recommend students come in with at least a conversational level, but the most important for us is that attitude, because we are able to kind of scaffold our program. And the way that we do it is, even when we're explaining an activity, well, we're going to say it, we're going to show it, and we're going to, write it on the board, all that kind of thing, to make sure that we're doing as much as we can to create an inclusive environment for all the students. And I will say, my personal experience of many years of doing this program, the students really do increase their English level incredibly, and mostly their confidence in speaking English at the end of the 2 weeks.
Great question. Any other questions, either in the chat or if you want to jump on the mic? This is more open forum.
We have another question. Do you provide any follow-up for the DREAM project? Yeah, I do this myself. So basically what we offer is 6 months of post-program support. So what that means is I reach out to so for example, right now I'm reaching out to our 2023 alumni, making sure that if there's anything that I can do for them. That includes, for example, one-on-one Zoom training sessions. If they're needing a little bit of a discussion to kind of think things through, then they can book something with me or another staff so that we can work it through with them for their dream project. As well as once they complete their dream project, we're going to issue another certificate. So not just the certificate we complete in the summer, but I actually did one today for a student who completed their dream project. So I create a new certificate that also outlines exactly what they did for their project. That way they can include that in future applications or scholarship applications, university applications, whatever it might be. So we do provide that follow-up after the program to make sure that they stay motivated and stay supported.
Great question. We are now at the half hour. If anyone wants to stay and ask their questions while you have us, Anna and I will be on. Otherwise, I want to thank you all so much for taking the time to learn a bit more about Powerful Youth and our Global Leadership Academies. Please stay in touch with us. Anna is very active with our updates via various social media outlets. We have Instagram, Facebook. We also have our website, blog postings. And so, yeah, we'll grab some more questions. But again, thanks everyone for coming. We have a quick 2 questions here. So thanks for the session. Please kindly clarify, how long does it take on the campus session? How long does the on-campus session take? I assume that's about the period of the program or how long it is. So
Yeah.
in terms of the program itself, the Global Leadership Academy is 14 days, 2 weeks. Typically, arrival would be on the Sunday prior to that Monday where the program starts. So we recommend that everybody arrive the Sunday before the Monday that the program starts. And then we coordinate with people on timing for that. And then departure is the following Saturday, 2 weeks later, unless they're staying on for the Best of Country tour. Then they would stay on for that tour, and then they would depart after that. But again, we do a really good job of when everybody applies or coordinates that we just really hone in on itineraries, plans, and how that fits with the Global Leadership Program. So typically you're looking at a 2-week and or 3-week option with us for the summer. Do the students have any opportunity to present their dream project in front of other students? Wonderful question. And absolutely, that is the capstone to Friday. So the Friday before they leave, all students have the opportunity to present their dream projects. So we work with them on communication, developing slides, a presentation. If they're going to do something about music, that there's some sort of recital, they all absolutely get a chance to present their dream project, making it all the more real for them to their peers. And then what we do is we have the students select some of the best presentations, the most inspiring ones to them. And then we have them present to the entire group of the Academy in the afternoon before doing a huge evening celebration just before everybody goes their separate ways.
Yeah. And in the case of the junior program where they do a group project, well, they get up there with their group and present to all of the juniors. And they do another project as well, another individual project, and they get a chance to be part of a gallery walk and present their work to all of the seniors as well. So there's lots of chances for them to practice public speaking, but in a real setting.
Great. Feel free to ask any other questions. These are fantastic, really detailed.
Yeah, how many students join? So in Canada, we typically have about 50 to 75 students per session in Canada. That means that we can form quite a tight community. Everybody knows each other. It's pretty fantastic. And then in the UK, we have a bit of a smaller group because we have a smaller age range, only 14 to 18. And in that program, we're accepting about 30 to 40 students in that program in the UK.
All right, I think we probably have time for one more question. And then, of course, I'll put it in the chat. But if you need any information There's our website, which is I'm putting in the chat, powerfulyouth.com, or you can email us at info@powerfulyouth.com.
And I'll be sending out lots more information via
Yeah.
email, so you're welcome to just reply to that email. It'll come straight to me and I can get back to you.
All right. Well, if there are no other questions,
Thank you,
thank
Natalia.
you, Natalia. Have a wonderful holiday season and a happy new year. And look forward to much more conversations and a really exciting Global Leadership Academy that we have lined up for both Canada and UK. Anna, thank you for
Thank you, Dave.
joining me, and thank everyone else for being here. We hope to be in touch. So everyone have a wonderful morning, day, evening, or night.
Perfect. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bye.